Hi, my name is Zaina from Grade 12 and today I will be giving you insight about the strength in falling apart. Now, what does it mean to fall apart? Take a moment to consider this. Falling apart literally means something breaking into many pieces. Emotionally, it's the same thing. It's when you feel you can no longer hold yourself together, when you feel as though you're crumbling, being overwhelmed, dealing with anxiety, stress, grief, experiencing burnout, all these could be reasons for you to break. But know that falling apart isn't a weakness, it's growth. I've divided growth after falling apart into 4 key stages, which I will give more insight about later. Growing up, I was what you would call a people pleaser. I would always try to make others happy, but at the cost of not taking care of myself. I would always agree with everyone's opinions because I was too scared to voice my own, thinking that my thought process was wrong. I would always take everyone's judgments about me very personally because some part of me believed that they were right. I lacked self confidence, self respect, self esteem, and self love. And this toxic mixture, along with academic expectations, responsibilities, and grades, is what ultimately broke me. So I knew I wasn't okay, but I didn't know how to fix it. Now, problems don't fix themselves, and they certainly don't get fixed overnight. It takes a long time to realize, learn, and to accept the issue. Acceptance is the most important step, the first step needed for growth after falling apart. Once you accept the issue, you are at peace with yourself. You learn to let things go, to allow yourself to breathe, to give yourself time to heal. Now, what do I mean by accepting the issue? When school reopened, I was in what you would call the aftermath stage. I would move on, thinking that this was not something I was going to think about more. It already happened. This was the wrong approach. What happened? I second guessed all my decisions, no matter how hard I tried to stay confident in my choices. I interpreted everyone's comments towards me as two faced, even if they were the simplest compliments. I gave myself a lot of negative motivation. In psychological terms, I would call this autonomic controlling motivation. For example, I would tell myself that if I didn't finish my math homework, I'm not allowed to sleep or rest. What I didn't realize was I was indirectly torturing myself for being so dull and gloomy back then. It was almost like a coping mechanism, a negative and unhealthy coping mechanism. If there are any of you out there who are experiencing this, don't fall into this trap. I thought hard about why I was not able to move on, to get over this empty feeling. To me, I already reached my acceptance stage. Do you know what the issue was? My idea of acceptance was completely wrong. To me, in my case, I accepted that the past is in the past. I was actually, in reality, ignoring the issue rather than understanding it. Because of this, now, hear me out. This approach does not need to be the same for all issues. Sometimes the past is in the past is the best acceptance. It's all about understanding your situation. Now, once I was cleared, I finally reached my acceptance stage, truly reached my acceptance stage. I acknowledged the breakdown and I worked on improving myself. I started to think about why I hit rock bottom. What was the cause? It took weeks of patient thinking. This was the reflection stage. This was when I finally understood the reasons I had mentioned earlier. It's okay if you forgot them, they aren't super important. One thing to keep in mind is that everyone's reflection stage can vary. Some people may reach the reflection stage quicker than others. The only thing that matters is reaching it in the first place. Now, what came next? Restarting. Trying the same things in a new way, the rebuilding stage. I firstly mended and strengthened the bond between my parents and me. I got my self-respect. I learned to voice out my opinions and I got praise and constructive criticism. I got my self-confidence. I learned to let myself stay calm and not let insignificant things bother me. I got my self-esteem. I worked on my body health and embraced the way I look. I got my self-love. I know these are issues that many of us face these days. Picking yourself up is the best way to overcome these issues. It has shaped me into the person I am today. Strong, proud, and content. Thinking back, my older me would be proud to see me standing here. She would be surprised even. We are so different, yet we share the same personality, mind, and body. We reached this height. I reached this height. And I reached here because I broke down, I accepted, and I grew. This is the strength in falling apart. Thank you.